Oh, hello, hello. Come in. Thank you for the visa. Hello. Enjoy. Oh, I forgot to. Wait. Huh. I forgot to put my microphone back where it's supposed to be. Hello. Thank you for the pad. Enjoy the very jazzy undertones of this main menu screen. And also me already being laggy. Yippee! We still haven't fixed whatever the issue seems to be with both our Wi-Fi, or like in general, because I'm not even on Wi-Fi, right? I'm using a LAN cable. And directly connected to the entire fucking thing. And my mother is currently working from home and repeatedly keeps getting thrown out of like the network, which is unfortunate if you're working. I don't know what the issue seems to be. I hope we can fix it sometime soon because I am in my own room and I don't have like proper internet connection, which is really weird. It's Vodafone. Yeah, Vodafone is what's wrong with it, exactly. No, but like in more detail, I wish I knew exactly what the problem was because it hasn't always been this way. It just suddenly started and it's been annoying the hell out of me, and I'm actually finally using up all of the mobile data I have in a month, but still that shouldn't be what I use it for. Mobile data is for when I'm out and about and not for when I'm at home. Yeah, I love being background noise. I love being background noise. It is genuinely very fun when people tell me, oh, yeah, I fall asleep to the stuff you do, and I'm like, yes, no matter what kind of game it is, right? Like if we were playing a cozy or a very quiet game or whatever, but we're playing a lot of different, like I don't feel like you would be falling asleep to Lost Judgment when there's like all of the fighting going on. But it has happened. I'm glad to be the provider. But yeah, welcome to Tyrion Cuthbert. I don't know. I don't know how to say this man's name. As far as I'm aware, this game is also not voiced, so we will never find out. Also, thank you so much for the posture check and the hydro time. I, however, have one good news is that I specifically did ask if I was allowed to play this game on stream and show it off, which I am. So no unfortunate surprises there of like, oh god, you're not supposed to show off this game on stream. No, I did ask before. It has been a few months since I asked, but I did ask. And now we're finally getting to it. I am not underestimating people's abilities to fall asleep. No. it's just nice to hear. It's like, yeah, I fall asleep to all of the bullshit you keep spouting off the entire day. Jesus Christ, please Wi-Fi. A little tracking, that's all I'm asking for. You're in chapter 10? Ooh, enjoy. I do want to replay Yakuza 0 at some point now that I'm more into the entire series. Maybe I will. We shall see. But yeah, this game also, I hope the sound is okay. I had to turn it down a little bit because the jazz is quite a lot. As far as I can see, this game should have controllers. No, maybe not. There's some controller settings in the settings, so I was thinking maybe it should. Maybe it doesn't, so we'll just have to go with mouse and keyboard. Jesus Christ, why is everything like this? Why is everything like this? It's chapter 9 is fairly frustrating. It's okay, stay strong, Humpy. What the hell? Okay, never mind, one more second. Since I'm laggy as hell anyway. And apparently managed to spill like a bunch of my water on the table instead of putting it in my mouth where it should go. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Goodness gracious. Also, you will still have to... I now finally know how loud the trains actually get picked up, and I'm sorry about that, but I do need some fresh air in here, otherwise I will die. Would you please give me a proper connection? I am going to cry. See. Is this any better? No. Not better whatsoever. Now I'm just completely frozen all the time. Okay. Great. Ain't that nice? I love this. Summer really is the time where everything just starts sparking for no reason? Or even more than normal, I guess, because everything is too hot. And no one like said, wow, updates per second, 900, 1,000. You could just stick with the normal updates per second and just keep at it. That would be lovely, actually. Thank you so much. Alright. Funny story, actually. This game seems to have 5 cases. But it doesn't go by, play the one case, unlock the next one basis, but you can just start. You could start with case 5, which I'm not going to do because I don't know these people. I don't know how this game works yet. So we're gonna get started with case 1. Should I game for episode 1? Yes, please. So really, there should be controller support, but maybe not for the type of controller I'm using. Fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. Oh, never mind, there is. There's one. Yay! On them are a clash of souls. Souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. Ooh, wow. Reese Rudolph. Occupation servant, age 34. Arcane art, none. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard the disturbance. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. Oh yeah, by the way, this game does indeed have a text speed settings. I set it to instant, so... There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. And she was stabbing the victim with a magical sword. Objection! Objection! Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim. Tyrion Cuthbert, however you say his name. Occupation defense attorney, age 20. He's only 20, that's a baby. Also no arcane art, okay. I guess our own lawyer, or the lawyer we are, does not actually have any arcane arts. Interesting. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. The moment was burned into my memory. Say, well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Yeah, how so? Also, how come there's no music in the back here anymore? Hello? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie! Ah, now there's music. It would be so nice if my tracking were consistent. What? Objection! Ooh! Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Aria Steelwind, occupation prosecutor, age 18! Oh, you have an arcane art evocation. I don't know what that means. But I'll take it. Surely you know that such accusations can be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. Cuthbert? Accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Ooh, yeah, okay. He knows something. Yeah, okay, you can definitely tell that this game was inspired by his attorney. On this battlefield, there's still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. Oh. You have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Oh? Damn it. Damn it! Flintheart, you fool! Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Oh. Hello? You have very glossy hair. Rudolph, you have very glossy hair and barely a nose. It's an interesting combination. Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. Oh, by the scales, Lord, what did you... You killed him! He has a nose on this one. Alert the town guard. Tell him that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure the neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. Abishel Wan, the cold-hearted aristocrat. Okay, so we do get the special bonus of actually knowing who the real murderer is, and then we just have to find that out as our defense attorney as well, I'm assuming. It hasn't been this bad in a while. Oh well. Earlier that day. Ugh. You feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. Oh! Okay. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer? Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? What? Ruby tomorrow. Attorney. 46. 46? None. No okay, no. I don't know what the okay not part means yet. You look like you're about to pass out. Oh! Actually, character direction, nice. You're very pretty. Don't worry about me, Mr. Mara, I'm fine. I'm riding in this carriage for days. You're definitely not fine. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. I'm perfectly fine. If you say so. Oh! You feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. The stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. Second thought. That's better. You take a deep breath for fresh air. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here. Been on the road with your mentor for days. Together you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. That is a name for sure. Supposedly he's been a voice of dissidence against King Olivier for the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Miss Tamara would have with him, but you know better than to ask questions about her affairs. Alright. Hello travelers, welcome to Cornhaven! A local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He has a wide smile on... yeah? He has a wide smile on his face. A very wide smile. He approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture. Those clothes, they must be from the city. Would a pair of dignified individuals such as yourselves care for a refreshing drink? Yeah, it's arcane. Shitturny. It's inspired. It's a lot. It's very inspired by Shitturny, it seems. Wait, I can actually tell you. Hold on the Thor page itself, it calls itself. Where is it? It's a visual novel inspired by the Ace Attorney series. You play as a defense attorney who practices law in a world of fantasy and wizards. You must defend clients accused of various crimes committed using magic and use the rules of magic to prove them innocent. However, the system is corrupt to its core and manipulated by the aristocracy. Will you acquit your innocent clients in light of that, or will you fall before a corrupt judicial system? Yeah. He certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Well, I don't need a drink, but... Mr. Moore glances at you and your stomach rumbles in agreement. Here, check out, I bet I could fleece it for a lot. Ooh! Of course, I have just a thing for an upset stomach. His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your eye of horrors, but the merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. You wonder if a false smile could get any bigger. That's... I get it. Why would you give a pretty much faceless NPC a different sprite? But it's so funny. His false smile could... yeah? At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw. How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces? Ayo. How about some tracking that actually keeps working? Back in. Why is it like this? Oh wait, I do have one idea of why it could be like this. That actually doesn't have anything to do. Oh, no, never mind. I can save whenever I want, which is good. I like that. There's... oh, clues, spells, profiles. There's not much in here yet. Seeing as I barely started. Thank you. 50 SP. Just store-bought juice, but I bet they can't even tell the difference. Oh. I find the price daunting, but it's organic and fresh made. But this is organic and fresh made apple juice. It is not. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside the merchant's shop. Ah, store-bought apple juice. Clue! Corner Haven merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside the shop. It's suspiciously empty. Oh, is this the tutorial? Tyrion will make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. You can check these notes at any time by opening a toolbar on the top left of the screen. Okay, thank you. Trust me, it's worth the extra gold. Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Ooh. Argument! You started an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. Once you run out of confidence, you will lose the argument. Oh. I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but where is it made? It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course. Huh, I only trade organic products. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. For certain claims, you will need to present a piece of evidence to refute the claim. To proceed, present the piece of evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim. Okay, oh, I see. I understand why my controller is not working correctly. This is gay. This is gay. Wait. This game is building controller support for controllers, but not yours. Oh, okay, never mind. That was completely wrong. Ah, I hate it. Okay, I'll just do this then. Yeah, present the apple. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? Make no mistake. I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compare to that of the city. Let me tell you that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. What an obvious lie. The juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal. Oh. For certain claims, you will need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts something in your notes. Oh god, okay. Intuition. Choose this option if your opponent's thought contradicts their claim. And empathy. Choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim. I think I'm just gonna have to see some more cases on how to use this, because right now I'm like, bleh. Okay, I usually only sell the stuff for 5 SP a flask. Use this against a claim contradicts thought seen through. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay, intuition then. Sir, it's obvious those flasks are only worth 5 SP. What? How did you... Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man. Right. Argument 1! I did it! I won an argument with a random guy on the street. Oh, a child. So thirsty. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching you from afar. Eyes are fixed on a flask of apple juice. How about 20 SP for 3 flasks? Of course, sir. Ooh. Oh, that's a... Yo! Yo! Just gonna wait for the reaction to actually catch up. Yo, that looks cool. Love me a good dragon. Kingdom of Wyvern, I'm sorry. Kingdom of Isengard established several centuries ago by the 7 High Archmages. It's this guy intro. Hey you're finally awake! The kingdom is currently ruled by King Olivia the Isengard and the mages of his nobility. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness, a land where its people share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. Thank you. I haven't had anything like this in years. Child's passing thoughts tell you exactly how much succor the kingdom is sharing. I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics. Well, I suppose I just have a good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. Try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Right. Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly, the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. If my tip is correct, this should be the place. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? With the state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. You find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissidents. But now that you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flintheart just uses it to host his rallies. Although I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat for this long. Hey lad, the McCoy Tavern is closed! Oh yeah, you look like a nice guy. The craftman approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you and Mr. Mora, a clear look of contempt on his face. I take it that you're Flintheart McCoy? I am. Waterfleet. Ah. Occupation unemployed. Sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tamara. I wanted to speak with you. Ruby Tamara? Wait, Dave, Ruby Tamara? Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. He lets out a laugh. It's as if you were meeting an old friend. Why didn't you say so? Come on in. You didn't expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamara. You suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy. Albeit in different ways. Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Well, anyways, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way to see my wrecked tavern. I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there anywhere we could talk more privately? Sure. Kitchen is empty. Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with McCoy. What? Don't you need my help? There's no need for that. Like hell, there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read the thoughts to help her. Ooh, okay, she doesn't want that. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. You slowly look away from her. We want you! For... I don't know exactly what, but we want you! I'm also covering up a really pretty looking thing here on the right, but I don't know exactly what it's supposed to show. I spent some time waiting alone in the tavern's dining area. It's already been hours since Mr. Moore and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door and you've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop. But even from here you can tell that the conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated. It's like they're going to be a while. Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around. Against yourself? You bring out a small chessboard that you've carried around since you were a child. Chess can be played with one person. You've always taken advantage of that. I don't even know how to play chess with two people. I don't think you could see much more than I. Checkmate. You win against yourself. This time is black. Wow. Wow, you won a chess game against yourself. Nice. Dang, I've played 10 games already and I've won 7 out of 10 times as black. Hello, girl dressed in red. I will refrain from commenting on how little of her outfit seems to be red, but I'll take it. Statistically, white is more likely to win. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. Performing so much better when playing as black. Hello? You still don't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them. I'm overconfident as white because there's a first move advantage. Perhaps our very advantages affecting my choice in making me play in a suboptimal manner. Original quirks make me play logically, then I need to correct it. Hey! What? How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now. Oh, now she's pissed off. Great, we don't even know her name yet, and she's already pissed at us. Yeah, right. Could have said girl. Like, I would have just called a girl with white hair. I feel like that instead of girl dressed in red. Oh, sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Your dad? Lena McCoy? I'm his daughter, Celeste. Celeste McCoy. Hi. You're a mercenary. Damn, okay. Good for you. Flynn is speaking with my mentor right now. Were you about to say your mom? I wanted to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? I don't know, they've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. You hear Flynn and Mr. Moore's voice is getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. I seem to be focused on your chessboard. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone? Yeah, myself. I'm playing against myself, actually. Oh, that's... You feel a judgmental stare. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. I'm not the time to shame a man for playing with himself. That's... Relax, I'm just joking. Anyways, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? Oh, you know how to play? Sure, I've read about this before. She's read about it. This table is so dusty. Celeste takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board but fumbles with the pieces. She stares at one of them, confused. How do I arrange these things again? Part of you regrets accepting a challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now. Here, I'll arrange them for you. Thanks! Checkmate! You defeat her in 2 moves. In 2? Who was she moving? Wait, what? Already? How did you do that? You decide against telling her what the name of that maid was. Rematch me. I want a do-over. Sure, why not? It's not as if you have anything better to do. You can... Wow, you can checkmate someone in 2 moves? What the hell? Celeste bows first as she tries to decide on her next move. She hasn't realized that the game is already finished. Here! She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. It should have stopped your assault on a king, but... Checkmate. A scholar's mate this time. What? Come on, how do you keep doing that? You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flynn and Mr. Moore's discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon. Again, I'll definitely beat you this time. For someone who had clearly never played before, she's quickly improving with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. The way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. Damn! How many games have you guys been going for? Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. As if you even need to. Just one more game, I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Mr. Mori emerges from the kitchen with Flynn Hunt. They both look mentally exhausted. Looks like negotiations didn't go well. Hi, Dad! Oh, hello, sweetie. Flynn Hunt looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. I wonder what the discussion was about. What's this, some kind of game? Mr. Mori glances at pieces on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him, he's nationally ranked. Oh, you're professional. Is that why you're wearing a suit? Yeah, because I'm a chess professional. No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney. An attorney? Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way. Fool's Mate. White has to open a diagram line for black screen. Aha! Okay. Is that why he wouldn't tell her the name of the maid, because he would call her a fool? Aye, sorry for refusing you after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. Oh. You wonder what he meant by that? Was Mr. Mora trying to introduce him to one of our clients? That should have been one of your clients. If we're using the tense where or whatever. Anyways, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning. She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late. So you have a point. We have plenty of empty rooms that you can stay in until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way. Well, if it's not too much trouble, we might as well stay here until tomorrow. The tavern is shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. It's very nice of you. Celeste and Flynn leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You left in the dining room with Mr. Mora. So, I take it the negotiations didn't go well? No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what the man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flynn is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. Such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. She's had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs. She seems to have noticed the tension between you and Mr. Mora. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. You'd really be a fool to open that path. if you don't know the rules of chess, I guess. Right. Thank you. Oh, wow. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Mr. Mora head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Mr. Mora stops before entering her room. You were playing chess with Lynette's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first. She got a lot better as we kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her. See. Well, I suppose you are at that age? No, it's not like that. It's just that outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play shogi against me. Because shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth, dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. You sternly look at each other, your position's already made. I know neither of these. I don't know how to play shogi, I don't know how to play chess. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. There's some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. But one day I'll tell you everything. Not if you die first, because you're a Manta-type character. Right. I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney. You are. I know you are. The rare prize from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyways, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you, and as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away, and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now, but some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. Oh, hello! Oh, you have a blinking sprite. You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you. Essence. She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. She's trying to say something to you. Oh, finally found. Oh! She said something about I finally found you, but I couldn't actually see the rest. I didn't think it would be gone this quickly. God damn. You're jolted wide awake. You can't exactly remember what that woman said to you. Okay, you know what? That's fair. But whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour. No, it was just a dream. At least that's what you tried to tell yourself. Please, just let me explain. I don't want to hear it. You hear the voices of Celeste and Flynn ring out from downstairs. It must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? I want you out of my house. Out. A dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them. What's that all about? It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. Ha ha ha. As you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. You slowly make your way out of your room, but the hallway is nearly pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flynn, who was slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard... Right. Forgot you two were. His words trail off. Is everything okay? Oh, that's a big no. Sorry, I'm just going to... You awkwardly shimmy past Flynn to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere. You arrive at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly though, it's hard to tell with how dark the room is. Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance. That's really bright suddenly. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? The merchant you spoke with before steps out from his shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making. Ah, you're that kid from before. You have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city, you can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy? She's Flynnhart's daughter? The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them? Only one with that bastard. Damn age. Oh. What? Esther probably woke up half the street with all that yelling. I don't need you keeping us up to. If I hear any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. Well, you can get a word and the merchant walks back into his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. Ah, they were missing the crucial moment where some other guy in here comes in and fucking kills Flynnhart. Gotcha. Can't believe I said these things to her. She never will forgive me for this. See, your temper's as short as ever, Flynnhart. You! Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Look so. Oh! What are you doing here? How dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what? You came all this way to convince me to stop? You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family. Your word is as good as a dirty lick off of King Olivier's boots. As if I ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Oh! Flinthead, please. As someone you once called a friend, I'm only going to ask you one time. Friend? Friend? I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense. Uh-oh. Unfortunately, I don't think you have much time for anything. Oh. Damn it. Damn it! Flinthead, you fool. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? What do you mean, listen? You told him, hey, stop spreading dissidence and nothing will happen to you. He told you to get out of his house. Boom, you kill him. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Huh? I see, our murderer is a very interesting type of person. Okay, yeah, this is just what we saw. Yep. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? Enough to miss a murderer. However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I going to do now? I hear a faint voice. Could it be? Oh. As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. Looking all over for you. Aha, looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Yeah. Is everything okay? It's nothing, it was just an argument. From the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. I suppose that's none of your business. You decide not to pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. I'm okay now, you should head back. What about you? I think I'm going to stay out a little longer. You know that you should mind your own business, but I'm sure whatever happened between you two is nothing you can talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Mr. Moore and I get into fights too. But no matter what happens, we were always able to talk through it. Hey, sorry, I know it's none of my business, but it just... No, I really appreciate it, thank you. Oh,
She's collecting those emotions.
Yeah, right, let's go back. Yeah, welcome to Your Dad's Dead. What? You arrived back at the McCoy Tavern, but it's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition?
No, I expect the Spanish Inquisition.
What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. If you worked outside of court, a little. It seems like it, yeah. No. No, I cannot do those screams, thank you. She reaches the tavern before you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Don't mind that I completely fucked up my introduction authority thingy. Anyway. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the 3 knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her. are you doing to her? What is going on here? Tyrion? I'm assuming it's more of an I, because there's a Y in there, so Tyrion? I don't know. Mr. Mora approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Mr. Mora? Should have known that he was one of yours. Stay out of our way. Mr. Mora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself, but from what I understand, Flinthead McCoy has been murdered. Murdered?
Would you like to save your progress? Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Mr. Moore, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flinthead's murder, and due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic, so why is Celeste a prime suspect? Because she's a mage, apparently. Tyrion? Tyrion? Okay. She be a mage? This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney. Anyways, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see until she's been processed. Her trial is in an hour. How has she not been processed yet? I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You don't need to use the eye to know that's a complete lie. So, you're really planning on defending her? Yes! Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer? I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw him, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her brother like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Ooh, Attorney's Runestone. A magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them.
Can I also shove it in at every single person's face that I meet? Like, present some evidence. My attorney's runestone. Without it, it wouldn't be allowed.
Allowed anywhere. This is an attorney's runestone. If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. Hey, you begin to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child. It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys. Don't cry, Cuthbert. So sorry. Anyways, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us and will do everything in their power to sabotage you. And it's like every single emotion is just like extremely late and also just stuck. Time and time again. It's very annoying. It's like, I'm sorry, my reaction will come in 3 to 5 business days. Please wait warmly. Oh yeah, updates per second 0, and then updates per second 800. It's like, why? Wait, actually, let me check something. Yeah, no. Okay. It's nothing to do with the fact that VTube Studio is usually in the background. It's literally just an internet issue. Damn it. You knew that they tried to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do this blatantly. What's with all this noise? You're the knight from the tavern. That's Commander Orion White to you, kid. Okay. Congratulations. I had a feeling tomorrow would be sniffing around this case. I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Mana, he says that he wants to talk to the mage. And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she? Well, she hasn't been processed? Amanda White looks confused for a moment. What kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Let him through, you idiot.
Yes, sir.
It shouldn't be, because we didn't add any new devices to the network. As far as I'm aware. But yeah, we're planning on maybe just restarting the entire thing sometime on the weekend when we don't need it. But since my mom is still going to work from home tomorrow, we don't want to risk it right now. But like, it's working okay-ish enough. And if we do something to it now and it stops working completely tomorrow, that would suck. Night leads you through the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit.
Oh, the prisoners! Mamma mia, cucca da pizza! Oh, I would love some pizza.
You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. You never felt this much concentrated despair before. Oh, it's you! Celeste is lying down on the cold floor on one of the dungeon cells, but she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. One happy prisoner, actually. What are you doing here? Mr. Mora told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? And why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? Oh! There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why would you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary.
It is!
Oh, damn. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jeline and Flynn had McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. Actually, you're adopted. Probably be best not to push the matter further. Anyways, you were probably arrested because you're a mage? What? The crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time.
Is that seriously the only reason? Yes! Welcome to the very fucked up system we have in place here.
Right, that's one expression to get stuck on. Thank you very much.
I only know how to cast one spell.
The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour.
What? No one told me anything?
Damn it, they weren't even planning on telling her. If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial.
Right, I forgot you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me?
After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing.
But they're part of the kingdom. Do you even have a chance?
It's not hopeless! Arcane art is transmutation. Oh, you only know one spell though. Interesting. Actually, give me a second. This is upsetting me. I do have one idea. Let's see if this works. No! That doesn't actually work. Why should it? That is also not what I wanted. This is what I wanted, but that is also not going to work. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. Okay, hold up. Since clearly okay, no, this is also not doing what it should be doing. Yeah, they are, because they're also green, but also there should be movement here, and there's just absolutely no movement, and I don't understand why. Hello? Hey, why are you not doing what you should? I love Scuff. No, thing is, this is actually a PNG tube thingy, so it should still show some movement as soon as it's detecting that I'm saying something. But in OBS, it's just not doing anything, and I don't understand why. Okay, you don't want to work, I get it. Yes. Thank you for the idea time. Thank you. it's making me just a tiny bit mad. Like, if it was only a few times, okay, sure, but it's like, okay, now it's going to work a little for like 3 seconds, and then it's immediately going to get stuck again. And that's the kind of stuff that really frustrates me to no end. One last try and then I give up, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
This is very sad.
Very sad. Guess I'll have to look into that one again some other time. But it's fine, it's whatever. That just means we're gonna switch over to something else. Because I forgot. I remember. Okay. I guess. Oh, there we go. I was about to say, I guess the next thing is broken, but at least this one still seems to work. Maybe? Yeah. At least this one still works, which is something. That's not what I wanted to press. Oh, goodness. Hello. I don't care. I don't even care. Donut time it is then. It's better than nothing. Oh. I'll take this one. I'll take this one over having nothing at all. So donut is good. We like donut. Awesome. Okay, let's get back to the game then. So sorry. Also, thank you for the posture check that I didn't do it, and thank you for saving my game from. Do we even have a chance? She says, yes, of course we do. We have more of a chance of winning whatever trial is going to come up than we. Well, the pad is not going. I appreciate it. I'm sorry it's not going to be a thing we can actually see. We have more of a chance at winning this thing than, you know, by capturing working fine, I guess. Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you. Ooh. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear this entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time. And because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this. It's the first one. It's the first case. It's gonna be fine. We know who killed the guy. Everything is happening so fast it feels unreal. You have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste.
You're going to be a hamster while doing it, so...
Courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Actually, entering the courtroom has taken a lot of wind out of your sails. Never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever acted as Miss Tomorrow's assistant. Hey! The woman at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Miss Tomorrow mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What was her name again? You think it was Arya Steelwind? Yeah. Prosecutor. You have a wild design. You can feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you. Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Because it's working. Ooh. Shh. Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy.
You're AT.
Bro. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor. Doesn't necessarily sound very ready. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges.
Wait.
Defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Did she just say mercenary? Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down. Oh, right. That's not exactly the first occupation you choose. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane art. 80 and yet still looks younger than the dude in Ace Attorney. Just working out. He's swinging his gavel all day. That's his workout. I see. So there was magic involved. Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Oh, autopsy report, Flint McCoy. Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic. Celeste's sword, the alleged murder weapon, it's an ornately designed sword, but it has no magical properties. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they share the same last name. The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She is adopted. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown. I see. What an unfortunate turn of events. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orion White to the stand. Yeah. I hope this judge has a few more brain cells he's actually going to use. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name's Orion White. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Orion, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation? They're getting younger and younger, like, we're 20. Celeste is 19, and this girl is only 18. Hello? Yeah.
Witness testimony.
We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flynn and McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. It does. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using a magic sword. Isn't that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. Mr. Cuthbert. What are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? I'm sorry, I don't... Your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more desperate. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamara today. It's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear that the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yeah, this case is pretty open and shut. No, wait. This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty. What? But that means... Are they going to execute her? Not again. Are you seriously going to let that happen again? Again? Wait, hold on, Flo. What did you say? How is the name pronounced? Tyrion. Tyrion. Celeste grabs your shoulders and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down. Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to... Stop. Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do the same way you play chess. What? I don't know, you were just so calm and focused when we were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces? Doesn't make any sense, and yet... You take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement he made, every word that came out of his mouth. Each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness. Very well.
There we go. God, that worked.
Prosecutor actually has been doing this for 20 years despite only being 18. That's some magic. That's some magic. She's like, oh. Well, you were out playing. I was studying the arcane arts where time flowed differently. And then I became a prosecutor. Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that his testimony is false. Okay. Yeah. Cross-examinations. You're cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement they made and find a statement that contradicts a clue, a spell, or a profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present button and present the contradicting evidence to move forward. Okay.
We got a call late last night. Someone discovered a dead body. Who is the someone? Who called us?
At what time exactly did you get this call, and who discovered the body? The call came in at 1:25 a.m. As for the witness who discovered it, he wanted to remain incognito.
Incognito? What the fuck does that even mean?
Can you say anonymous? Incognito? Oh, whatever. It's not unusual for a witness to say anonymous, it's well within their right. But it would be a lot easier if you could question that witness directly. What happened when you arrived, Commander? I am going to be pressing absolutely everything. You found him on the floor. How did you know that the sword was my client's? The sword is made out of some kind of special alloy. I think it was forged out of the country or something. It'd be hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses who verified that the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off. But even if the sword belongs to my client, it doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yeah, well. Several witnesses heard the victim defendant in an argument. That doesn't mean she is the one to do it, though. How did they know it was my client and the victim that they were arguing? You were there, weren't you? You had to have heard them too. Eyewitnesses we talked to knew it was them. Every witness. Well... Your Honor, it's clear that the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. No, this girl is not voiced, so I don't know anyone's voices. Well, I've got you there. Defendant killed the victim using a magic sword press. That's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed a crime? A tavern has been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamora were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. So given that Miss Tamora didn't do this, and it would be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene, but you can't help but feel there's something off about what he just said. Okay. You shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that will actually make this easier. Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in his logic. You just need to compare every statement. Yeah, okay.
Thank you. I will.
Quite nice until Cypher magic became a thing. The protagonist Dollar got raised by his friend in a special room to defeat the evil Cypher god. Like, what? Do you happen to remember the name? By any chance? Because that sounds wild. Okay, well. How do I move on? Okay, now let me present the sword. It has no, the sword itself has no magical properties, so.
Objection!
Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Am I correct? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. Defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It says that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body? What? Well, that's a nice bride. To leave a trace like that, the wound would have had to have been, oh my god, would have had to have been created by something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find that quite strange as well. I don't know how to do this many deep voices for some guys, so I'm just going to not do it. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterward. The hell are you talking about? Defendant is a damned mage. This man is 64 and the other guy is 80. God damn! She could have easily killed the victim using magic. That may be, Commander. But why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. I tried to forget it because the ending really ruined it for me. Oh no, don't worry about it. Just if you stumble upon it by any chance, feel free to send it my way because, but like, don't bother if you don't know it off the top of your head. If anything, the series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim, and then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection! Objection!
Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. But wouldn't a simple explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left a magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. Oh, witness testimony. It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. Defendant over there, her spell companion has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on a sword before stabbing the victim. The spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. Wait, hold on. Oh! Yeah, I've seen that guy before. I've seen that white-haired guy before, and I thought, oh, I like the design. Maybe I'll check this out, but I never did. No! It has... Okay. I'm keeping that tab open for later sometime. Okay, thank you. So a spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. Spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you? No, I left it at the tavern after... Well, you know. If you can look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. Commander's testimony was a lot vague this time. If you compare his statements, you might be able to find new information that you can use against him. That was the plan, thank you. During cross-examinations, you can press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes pressing the right statement can make the witness add a statement to their testimony. Can still be channeled through it. Okay. That spell is the reason why. Can you? I don't know the spell. Can you explain it to me? If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it. We're already way ahead of you. Wait till people scan the crime scene. And we found traces of transmutation magic right under the body, just like you said. Oh. If you still don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene right here. Oh? Why was this picture not brought to my attention? There was no need. This entire case is open and shut.
I love when people are like, oh, there was no need to show you this.
You are going to undo this entire thing. Just like that. Picture Flynn McCoy after he was murdered. Oh, you've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that the bodies of someone you knew. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. The shape is a little weird, isn't it? Oh! What was that just now? You can see right in this photo she killed him with a step from the front. Are you fucking stupid? Have you read the autopsy report? I don't even need to press you on this one, brother. The autopsy report states died after being stabbed from behind with the magical blade. Brother. Hello?
Objection!
I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems that you've presented another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah, and what's that? You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front. Am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in that picture. So where's your contradiction? It's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows that the victim was stabbed from the front, but the autopsy report says that he died from a stab from behind. What?
Objection!
You were supposed to release everything that you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me? Yeah, she saw it and was immediately like, huh? There was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage. Rumors ring out across the gallery. Didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was, they wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them. Ooh! Order! Order in the court. Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. This photo clearly shows that the sword ended from his front.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created. That's crazy. Do you honestly expect us to believe that? Well, I mean... yeah. Makes more sense than what you're trying to say. Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of a sword? I don't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side.
Objection!
It appears that I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. You still got ahead of yourself. Really, Mr. Steelwind, I believe that Mr. Cuthbert is adequately cast doubt on your case. Did he know? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Flynn at McCoy, then who did? How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out. I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence. But one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound and the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? You don't like where she's going with this. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. Okay, wait, hold on. One registered mage doesn't mean there couldn't be any other mages who are just not registered that probably wouldn't want to come out in front of a court right now, you know. Also, two, it could have been someone visiting. It doesn't need to be someone who lives in the town. I was visiting the town, but I'm not a mage. So. I don't think we are a mage. And that mage is your client. What? Yeah, it's so nice. It's like, how would I know? I'm just here to state my case. It's you guys' job to find all this up. I am happy because my tracking is not working well today because my Wi-Fi sucks. How are you doing?
I'm a hamster.
The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question. I see. That certainly does change matters.
Oh yeah!
The hamster is so funny. I love this little hamster. I can say that the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there's still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant. Damn it, I almost had them. There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct the investigation more thoroughly this time. I also suggest that they try and pick up some actual skill on how to talk for me, please. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Ka-chong! Interesting.
Yeah.
Shiro is also very good. Hello, Cuthbert. As you walk out of the courtroom with Celeste, you're greeted by Miss Tamara, who I gave a way higher voice just now for some reason. Miss Tamara, you are here? You recall how you froze up during your first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that you meant to saw all of that. Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. Celeste McCoy's spell companion. It contains the formula for the following spell: Mageblade. Mageblade. Transmutation. Arcan. No gesture. Duration 1 minute. Concentration, yes. For the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. Under the effects of this spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than a 5 feet cube. Fucking Americans. What is this deal, listen? I can't tell you how long the game was in development before it came out. To be fair, it did originally release June last year. So they definitely could have used or taken ideas from pretty much every single entry of the games. Ace Attorney if it was an MMO. I cast Mageblade. My spell companion? I swept it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it'd be best for you to have it. So this is your spell companion, and it only has one spell. Mageblade. This means that the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell. It will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But the prosecutor is really something else. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind? You can still remember her ripping glare. It gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it, but this was also her first trial. Oh! What if you were a prosecutor and I was a defense attorney and we were both new at our job? Really? I thought that her inexperience would make for a good first opponent, but that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they're one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of the house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. It's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right, now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste. No prodigy with an insane track record? What witchcraft is this? Well, I assume she is no mage, otherwise she probably wouldn't have become a prosecutor. Namely about that argument you had with your father. Oh. You see them by leave staring daggers at Celeste. It looks like they're waiting to take her back to her cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Lynette may have struck a nerve. I also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. How are you going to do that? I hope they're using some kind of fancy tech, magic, or whatever, so we don't actually need to be in the place where it happened, because it's like away by carriage, right? Like several hours, days away, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something, or maybe I understood wrongly. You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there's still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction far surpass mine. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. That is a very nice voice I just managed to reach with her. There was no way I'm going to be able to replicate it again. Damn it. Yo! I'm sorry, that just... that looks a little funny. You arrived back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. Okay, you know, that's fair. With that circle, you could magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. How long carriages ride? They really don't. A carriage ride takes a long time and is exhausting. And it's not like you can do anything in the meantime. It's like, oh yeah, we took a carriage and then we arrived 2 hours later. You did not arrive 2 hours later if it's like 3 kingdoms over. Because unlike a car, the horses or whatever other mystical being you have on your carriage does need the rest and the sleep. And also simply just not as fast as a car could go. Teleportation circle is nice. Good thing we don't get teleportation sickness? It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. It looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you, kid. You actually have 2 eyes, so if you only have 1 eye on me... that really sucks to be you, not gonna lie. Let me examine. Ooh, okay. Ooh. I want to see what this is. Ah, it's a painting of a mage, and there's some text on it. Somala Daglian, legendary practitioner of the arcane arts, he mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored that he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Daglian quickly lost control of its magic. His body was never found. Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident, but if that's true, where did he end up? Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. That might explain why Flynn keeps it in his tavern. It's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. Adam Everley, politician of the Pedantic. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. But he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they have going there. An election? Was Flynn studying democracies for his little revolution? We want you. What's this one? Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. Oh, I guess they're okay. All of the lamps work the same thing. There's a modern-looking lamp mounted on the wall. It's a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this. Artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines too. I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyways, look where artificery got these folks. The Kane power cell broke and they haven't had any power for weeks. Yeah, nothing can beat good old oil and flame. Oh, the McCoyan is outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery. However, the arcane power cell has been broken for weeks and the lamps can't be turned on. Interesting. What else? There's a broken bottle on the floor. It's shaded close to the chalk outline of the body. The label has the words lotus juice on it. Never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign. Shaded remains of a glass bottle. You found it next to Flynn McCoy's body. The label says the words lotus juice. Isn't that a producer? A music producer also? Lotus juice? Okay. It's a chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where Flynn had died. The outline matches the picture that the Inquisition took. Nothing seems out of place here. Alright. I think that's everything. Nothing else popping up at least. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Questions! I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Ha! As if I'd help the likes of you. So your bosses I know what you're up to, which probably sent you here to con me. I'm just looking for some information. A likely story. He's cooperative before when he let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he angry that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you need to persuade him through an argument! Alright. It helps to prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to Orem or present the items to him to build a psychological profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you receive more information during any arguments against him. Okay. What? Okay. Let's see how that works then. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? Trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but as Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. Makes sense. Most mages are in the nobility after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. You must have an easy job then. Got that right. The only reason we exist is to clean up the nobility's masses. Doesn't seem that happy about it. Okay. What else? Mages. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Oh, he didn't even try to deny it. And if you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. Then you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. And don't get me started on mage blood. If some nobles uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that my job is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug. Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate... No, you have the right of it. Anytime a noble's involved in a case, I'm ordered to look the other way. You don't seem very happy to do that. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. You can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. Or at least they were before your boss showed up. Your boss? Does he have something against Miss Tomorrow? Somebody introduces him to the concept of guns. Oh no! Ruby Tomorrow. I have to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Tomorrow? Miss Tomorrow? What are you, her lackey or something? No, actually, she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two, but no good will ever come from associating with her. This is about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Miss Tomorrow. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manner of illegal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf. It's more than just rumors. I've seen it for myself. The woman is evil, kid. She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero. Yeah, whatever. Huh. Nice. Okay, I have a psychological profile on him now. Which means it's time to... argue. 2 times of present. Well, I mean, they're slowly getting us used to the concept. It's gonna be fine. It's only going to get harder sometime later, I'm assuming. White seems unusually hostile towards you, and you have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. If you can clear up this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Start an argument. Yes, I love fighting people. Alright, I'm just going to come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Commander White? Oh, you mean just a word? Okay, that's also fair. Yeah. You should know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you? Ruby Tamara is a crooked lawyer. Does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Oh, elocu... What the fuck does that even mean? Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to elocute to convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. When prompted for an elocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. Okay. You have no right to throw baseless accusation against me, Mr. Mora. That's all smart as doesn't matter how you feel about me, Mr. Mora. What matters is that my client deserves a fair trial, fair representation. That sounds good, actually. We're not going to change his mind on our mentor. Doesn't matter how you feel about me or Mr. Mora. What matters is that my client deserves a fair trial with fair representation. All I'm trying to do is give that to her. Oh! I've seen a woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, name it. You're just another crook. I bet you're just the same, a successor for the devil of defense attorneys. I'm not Ruby Tamara, regardless of what you've seen her do. I'm going to run an honest case. Me being assessed has nothing to do with it. Oh, all I've done so far is point out the mistakes that you've made. He's not going to like it. No, it's different here. I'm not Ruby Tamara. It doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. Nice. Look, kid, I'd like nothing more than to believe you, but after everything I've seen her do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. Anyone thought about a woman can't be anything more than a crook. No proof that she's a crook, and you sure don't have any proof that I'm one either. Nothing I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior? Have you? Have you? Have you? Her way of teaching me was ruthless, I'll give you that. But the only thing she's taught me was how to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior?
Ah! I win.
You just want some info, right? Yes, that's all I'm asking for. Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this.
You successfully persuaded Odin White. Nice!
Okay, so does that mean I get new talking topics?
Yes!
This probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that the sword is the murder weapon. Right. I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there. Aye. Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you ask, we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't. That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? But let's say that the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Do you think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. Oh, never mind. The prosecutor is a mage. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well. Or they hid it in plain sight. The ticket, no! No timers, please! I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Oh, shut up with that. Already got an info from Steelwind about that mess. You don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taking over the entire investigation. Does she have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against orders from a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. Honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. She even had my man draw up a scaled map of the crime scene. Really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know much good it'll do you.
A geometrically scaled map of the crime scene.
Well, if the spells are going to be like exactly this and that match, wait, hold on. Speaking of... Oh, that's a text lock. That's not what I wanted. Target object must be no larger than a 5 feet cube. I was about to say, like, if we get like specific things like, oh, only this and that, or maybe like, oh, you need to be this and that close to someone to cast the spell, blah blah blah. It's gonna be important. Gonna look at it. Ah, okay. One of these is 5 feet. You really just have to really think about what to choose. I don't mind when I'm playing for myself, but when I'm also reading it out loud on stream, that's also when I'm like, okay, wait, I need to read it. I need to actually understand what I'm reading, and then I need to answer. One of these is 5 feet. I don't know how much 5 feet is in metrics, but I'll take it. Sure. What else? I heard that this was Prosecutor Steven's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. Pain in my ass is what she is. The damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. Honestly, I have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. I heard that she's from a renowned noble house. She must be a pretty powerful mage. Powerful is an understatement. Stevens, who came before her, could turn this entire town into a glass crater. What? There's no way that's true, right? You think you found out everything that you can here, but what does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found, and there's no obvious evidence of another person at the scene. Hey, you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden. Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything else disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flynn had moved before his death. What? Oh, what can we tell about how Flynn had died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flynnard's death? Ooh, what? Ooh! That's an interesting way to map these out. Okay, well, Flynnard didn't move before the murder. No, during the murder. Flynnard didn't move during the murder then. Flynnard died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Oh, that's crazy. I need to build the sentences myself. Jesus. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report which says that he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened at the exact position he fell over. Ah! Wait, let me see. Ah, now we have him here. Victim. Okay, cool. There's also shattered a bottle of lotus juice. How did the bottle shatter? Not that it means anything, but the shattered bottle is right next to the body. Flynnard dropped the bottle. During the attack. Flynnard dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. Sony's bottle dropped it during the murder. Okay. It's so strange about one bottle though. Flynnard dropped the killer! It may seem like an insignificant detail, but the detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Right. There's also the fact that the artificial lights were out. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, or? No, we had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. I thought it was weird too. The girl and the father must have had the argument in pitch black darkness. What can we infer about the state of the crime scene? They didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights. So... the crime scene? Basement? No, the crime scene. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. The arcane power cell has been broken for weeks and lamps can't be turned on. This means that the lights were not operational during the murder. The argument that Celeste had with Flynnard must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flynnard wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stepped from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and was probably in too much shock to run away. Also, the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked.
Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flinthawk. Kid. Or the assailant attacked him from his blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned, though? Was he distracted by something?
Kid!
What?
What was that all about?
Sorry, sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts.
Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out.
Right.
Anyways, you think you found everything you can here. You should move somewhere else. Okay, thank you, game. Oh, okay. Let's go upstairs.
If people keep seeing you here, they're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over.
Girl, what exactly are you wearing? I'm trying to understand. Cape? Over... Like, is this part of the cape? No. Some weird collar thingy? That is not connected to the body piece. And also there's some fishnets going on. But there has to be some fabric under this because it's colored. What I would like a... Wait. Do I get a full body view of this actually? Maybe? In profiles or something? I do not. You only get... Okay. It's a little unfortunate. While heading upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of argument. Enough. I will do as I see fit. You may be a Steelwind, but this is my land. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're a defense attorney from the trial. Yeah, that's me. Hi. Hi, Mr. Murderer. Good thing only we the player know that he's the murderer. I am. I'm sorry, but who... How rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. Ahaha, Pierce? Like you pierced through his heart. Yeah, right? She does... I think she does have a tattoo on that arm. It says like some kind of sheer... whatever fabric that is slightly red, but also see-through. Oh, nobleman, okay. As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial. You are 38. You okay? That is also transmutation. As misguided as it may be. I suppose that you also think my client is guilty? It does not matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility, and the nobility alone. It is a symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule. Another bastard child has tainted the symbol in the public eye. All of that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all of this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. Yeah, right? No way our justice system could be corrupt. So you're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent? What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public will see is a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone would be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as is. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom? That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion. Yo! Wow. Okay, Miss... Also noble? Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine. Sounds like a read on that woman. Oh! And suddenly the music stopped. Okay. What
can I look at? The doors? Several doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Mr. Morrow used, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. There. There's some candles lighting up the hallway. They look like they used to be part of the old architecture. Okay. There's a door at the end of the hallway. It looks like it's seen some use recently. Oh. I tried to open the door, but it seems to be locked. Perhaps someone might have a key to open it. I really hope she would not have been described as wearing red, because she is even less red in her outfit. Thank you for the pattern the hiding time. Alright, this is locked. Let me go somewhere else then. You return to the cell that Celeste is being kept in. Oh god, and the prisoners are still in the bed. Who would have guessed? The ambient despair in the air fills your mind like a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the other prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in the corner. As soon as she sees you, her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment. Hi, Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to address me so formally. Just call me Tyrion. Okay. Anyways, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Right. Yeah, let's, talk. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us a trial. No, there's no need to apologize. You did great. It was only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would have happened. I still don't understand, though. Why were the traces of magic on my dad's body? Right, those traces of magic were on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magical residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They only linger around for 48 hours, and that gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell is cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? Tyrion! Tyrion! I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning. Explains why there was a trace on the sword at least. Did the trace on my sword leave the magical trace on my dad's body? No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made. Really? What does that mean then? Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on it at the time. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence. I can't believe this. Me neither! Could you tell me more about your father? Aw. Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you too close? We were. I'm sure you noticed by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. But even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until... It came out that you were a mage? Until what? Does this have something to do with the argument that they had? I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Could you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if you even mention magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family. But why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. Most mages are in the nobility, so people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. So that's why she's a mercenary. Oh. Celeste McCoy learned magic so she could support her family as a mercenary. Apparently many people would pay extra for a mercenary that can use magic. By the end of the game, you will be able to confidently say his name. I'll confidently be saying it wrong. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell companion. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me. He told me that it betrayed him and his family. So sorry. I can't imagine how that must have felt. I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyways. I mean... to be fair... I think it's a good choice. If you have like the natural prerequisites to learn a thing, you should do. It's always better. Like, to be fair, that goes in the same vein where I always think if you speak a different language, than one of the, I don't know, country you're living in, and you have children, I think you should learn your children, you should teach, not learn, you should teach your children all of those languages that you speak, and not just the one you've emigrated to, for example. Because it's like, hello, as a child you learn new languages so easily, and it's always better to speak more languages than just one or two. He showed me so much love, and I just threw it all away. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. Oh, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me, and he died hating me. I feel a sharp pain in your chest as you see that thought. Oh. So there's a locked room in the tavern. It's at the very end of the hallway upstairs. The Inquisition probably searched it already, but I just wanted to investigate it to make sure. A locked room at the end of the hallway. I think that's my room. Do you know I could get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated. I feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste. What's that look for? I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything weird. Sorry, you're right. Here, you can use this key to get inside. Hey! Do a German speaking kid today. No, a good friend of mine only knows how to speak German and English from school, right? But her mom is also able to speak, what is it? Romanian, but she never taught it to her children, which is really sad whenever they have like big family reunions, because she and her brother are the only ones who don't actually speak the language. So it's like, you can't even talk to your own grandmother? I feel like that's unfortunate. It is this game, hello! Okay, thank you very much. Let me just check that out real quick then. Oh, I can immediately go right to her bedroom. Okay. Yeah, she knew it tonight. With you just have to imagine there's a pet here because my tracking is not working out properly tonight, so we're doing this. Pick it up. It's a little scuffed around here. What the hell is that picture on the wall? This is the same CG that they used when we were staying in our room, because it had the same blob in the background. I am not sure. Use the key to enter Celeste's room. However, you startle when you notice that someone else is already inside. I've already told you knights everything that I know. Hello? What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Jeline McCoy. I'm Celeste's mother. Uh-huh. I mean, she's a widow now. Hello. Occupation unemployed. Ma'am, if you ever need someone to hold you in those lonely nights, I'm here. That's the trial this morning. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for my daughter. So this is Celeste's mother. She might be able to tell you more about Flintheart. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? Of course, I'll do anything I can to help. Thank you. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people disliked the nobility and associate magic with them, but on that night it's like he was furious at Celeste specifically because she was a mage. Oh, he must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when the argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this. But years ago, oh my god, years ago he had hiccups. And those killed him. Oh. have never seen the name before in my life, so I'm just suffering trying to pronounce it. Years ago, Flynn had a sister named Effie. When we were all children, we were friends with a boy named Garrick He was the son of the ruling noble at the time. Garrick Pierce, isn't that the nobleman that was speaking with Steelwind earlier? Yeah, Tyrion. Tyrion. We were all inseparable at the time. He'd always sneak into town to play with us against his family's wishes. Probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then, but he's a completely different person now. Oh. Everything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. One day when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells that he'd learned. He was told not to use his magic without his instructor there, but he was just too excited. He began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Effie. We tried bringing her back into town, but by that time it was too late. She was already gone. Sorry, that must have been traumatizing for all of you. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. Us Pierce used their connections to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flynn's family into keeping quiet. And after that, the official story was that Effie had been mauled by a wolf. It's not surprising. The nobility seldom take responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake like that. Flynn's sister died during an accident involving a Garrick Pierce and his magic. Ever since then, he's hated magic and the mages who wield them. I mean... fair. Something changed in Flynn after that. He began speaking out against nobility. Eventually, he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that he got under his banner was terrifying. There was even talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Oh? Well, what changed when you adopted her, then? Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become a part of your family? It all happened many years ago, back when the McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And the baby was Celeste? Yes, Flynn and I had always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scale of Gold. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care though, I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flynn had it too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flynn must have noticed too, but I think that he didn't want to believe it. It's my fault, I should have forced him to see the truth. Ah. See. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. Aww. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. After seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades that I'd seen him so genuinely happy. Hello, Raiders! Welcome in! Hi! Hello, I'm new. I like the color pink. Vision of Jeopardy's we're currently playing. I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. Tyrion Cuthbert, attorney of the Arcane. Hi! There's a train coming by. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. I'll Pikachu for the raiders in a second. Also, thank you for the pasta chicken. Thank you for the follow. Hi. I wish I could be a little more, moved by the raid, but my trucking is not working out tonight, so this is what you got. I hope you had a fun stream. Pikachu. Pikachu. But yeah, welcome in. What were you playing? Games and demos. Does that mean actual demos, or is just a game that doesn't have its own category? Yay! Oh, thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay. Arctical. Okay, that doesn't ring a bell for me, but Arctica? Arctica. You gotta follow. Arctica with your dog Oh! Custom easy base. Oh, that looks fun. Oh, you know what? I am putting that on my wish list. Oh, thank you. Oh, sure. Hold on. We will be saving our game. Thank you. Forgetful Granny, but don't forget to save your game. You build up your base and explore. It looks nice. It's also on sale right now. And it has a co-op mode. You get to name the puppies? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, you might have sold me. You might have sold me on this game already. I hope you had a fun stream. We are playing this one for the first time tonight. We are an attorney at Mage Law, and we are trying to get our client acquitted because right now they're trying to get her a guilty verdict for the murder of her father, which is we the player know who killed her father. It was not her, but even our character in-game doesn't know that yet, so we're just trying to feel our way around to the truth. It is very much it is very heavily inspired by Ace Attorney, and you can see that a lot, but it's genuinely very enjoyable. You seem so sweet. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is the mother of our client. It must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story? Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. I think it was called lotus juice or something strange like that. Well, Flynn had did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends, but in the end he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of lotus juice in the region. And it dropped! And it spilled all over the floor and he didn't even get to drink it. Now he's dead. Great. Ah! Which Ace Attorney are you playing right now? Maybe finish the Ace Attorney game you're playing right now first before you dive into one that plays on the same type of thing. Justice for... Oh, I see. I am currently replaying the Ace Attorney games, so I can be ready for the investigation spin-offs in September. Wait a minute, lotus juice? Is this the bottle that Flynn had bought? You show a picture of the shattered bottle that you found next to Flynn's body. It is! Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. I found the broken pieces next to Flynn's... Well, I found them in the dining area. That's strange. We've been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. Yeah, where was she, actually? Because we didn't see her at all. Oh, what's the other detective game you're doing right now? Also, thank you so much for coming by, yeah. Bye-bye. It was right before the big argument. So it wasn't just laying around in the bar. He decided to retrieve it after the argument. Tony's bottle dropped it. It contains Celeste's favorite drink, lotus juice. Think you've investigated everything you can for now. Disco Elysium, hell yeah! Oh, please, 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 please. I am on my knees. Finish. Continue playing Disco Elysium, please. Please. It's such a good game. It's a lovely game. I hope you have some good RNG for it though. I had horrible RNG whenever I'd met it. I would get fascinating rolls, very fascinating rolls for like the stupidest shit. It's like, oh yeah, okay, you know what, whatever happens, right? And I would get amazing rolls and super success. And then for the few moments where I was like, okay, wait, I really need to be successful for this, I would get absolute failure.
And I was not above a reloading save sometimes because it's like, there is no way I am failing this right now. It's a lovely game. Oh, yes, me too. I hope you enjoy it even more.
Is there one last thing you need to do? I do. You ready yourself for one last conversation with Celeste?
Oh, okay.
One last conversation with Celeste. So back to the barracks. You're back. I am. Did you forget something? Yes, I need to fight you. Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about. Oh? Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. She is! She also didn't murder nobody! Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. I desperately want to reach her. If she keeps believing that he hated her, that thought will eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone. You're just lying to make me feel better. No. It looks like it won't be that simple. You need to win an argument against her if you want her to see the truth. Okay? I am going to argue with you that your father loved you, actually. Celeste believes that her father died hating her, but after seeing them together and learning about them, you know that can't possibly be true. You just need to convince her of that. Yes, please. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it. But everyone knows that my father hated mages. He's always hated magic. There's no reason behind it. That is not true. The reason behind that is actually a sister we found out about. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? When Flynn was a child, he had a younger sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic. I never knew. But it doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. It was selfish of me to learn magic. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyways. Magic killed someone that he loved, no wonder he was furious. No, I mean... Goodness gracious. You learned it so you could get a higher paying job. You didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down. You're a good person, Celeste, and you did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Just shut up. What? Oh, shut up! Just stop! Damn! Whatever composure you had before slowly breaking down. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. In his final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him. I could see it in his eyes. There's no way he would ever forgive me. No, in his after the fight, he was actually trying to prepare your favorite drink for you. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. Look at this graph. What? A shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice? Do you know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn. That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Ravengard. Your father knew how much you loved this drink. He called in quite a few favors just so he could have it imported for you. What? He did that? Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. If he did all that for me, it was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth. That's not true at all. What the hell would you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did. It's not just the fact that he bought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said that the bottle was stored in her room before your argument. But I found a shattered bottle in the lobby where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended. Why would he have it? It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you. He was going to apologize? Your father loved you, Celeste. It's like the 5th time I'm saying it. And as tragic as it is, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter working as a mercenary of all things. Come on, Dad. You know I can handle myself. I don't doubt it, but you still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes. Close the inn, Dad. We won't be able to survive unless I do this. Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter, and we'll love you until the day we die. And then you die. How could I ever think that? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Dad. Celeste had barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. She begins crying loudly. She quickly embraces you in this cold, dark place. She probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. Oh, wait. Sorry, not to ruin the moment. I've already ruined it, but isn't she behind bars right now? Are we behind the bars with her? Is she let out so we can talk to her? You are in jail, woman. How is she embracing us? You caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started. Thank you. But is everything really going to be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. It doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're man king, oh god. Completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before?
Oh, she has a smug sprite. Hell yeah.
Please forget about that. Anyways, take some time to rest. The trial is going to resume soon. I thought you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned.
Ho ho ho.
The Spears told you all of the details, Mr. Rudolph. Did you remember them? Yes, I pride myself on my eidetic memory. Okay. Yeah? Uh-huh. Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve of this. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby tomorrow might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. I wonder if she knows the truth now and is actively helping in covering it up. Alright, it's time. Hello, Cuthbert. Hi, Mr. Mora. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see that you're finally getting used to things. So what did you find in your investigation? You tell Mr. Mora about everything you've learned over your investigation. There aren't a lot of clues that point to what actually happened. Yeah, I know a lot of details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. This means I have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witnesses' testimonies. Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you at all. Right, you almost forgot. Commander White appears to really have it out for Mr. Mora. Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Did something happen between you and Commander White? Okay. Miss McCoy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel. Let's go, Tyrion. Tyrion? Trial's about to start. You should go. The judge is waiting. Right. Another secret is left buried between you two, and that she's going to die. I'm calling it now. She's going to die in one of the later cases. She's a Manta-type character. There's no way she's going to survive, and then we have to continue her legacy. Bam! Court is now resumed for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Let's review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presented some shocking oversights made during the investigation. Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time.
I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease.
At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative: that a third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night. His eyewitness account will clear up what actually happened.
Interesting. It was my understanding that the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous.
Supposedly, this witness was within the gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt that he couldn't stay silent any longer.
So that's our plan.
Why would a witness change his mind like that? See when persuade him, or is something else happening here?
Very well. Let's hear from this witness. I wonder when we should be able to reach the part where it started us off at some point here. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
My name is Reese Reginald Rudolph. Why do you have 3 names to start with an R?
I'm a chauffeur of the equine variety.
Okay.
Reese Rudolph. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm unfamiliar with that profession.
He means to say that he's a carriage driver?
Oh, I see. In any case, it is my understanding that you found the body. Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph?
Rudolph appears to be writing something in a notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before he's filled an entire page.
Mr. Rudolph,
Forgive me. I was mainly taking notes on the people in this room.
Taking notes.
Actually, this bride, when he looks up, reminds me of Lotta's
confused bride.
The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses.
I see. Then I assume we will receive an accurate testimony of how you found the body.
Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime as it was being committed, and I wrote down everything that I saw.
What? That is quite the climb.
If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now? We had initially concluded that the evidence alone was decisive enough. Therefore, we saw no need at the time for his testimony. However, the circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial.
There's no way the prosecution would leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here.
Something's being covered up.
Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night.
Cha-ching!
I was transporting in Klein in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She'd stepped Flynn at McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. I mean, okay, aside from the fact that we know he's clearly lying,
The blue glow of the dining room lights when there was no lights whatsoever because the power was out? Sure.
she removed her sword from Flynn's chest, and since he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front. Aha! She soon realized that I had witnessed her heinous crimes. She let the body fall to the ground and fled the scene.
Incredible. If everything occurred as the witness described, then I see no room for debate.
Of course, the evidence has always been irrefutable.
You don't remember seeing him when you left to look for Celeste, but it was pretty dark.
Celeste, did you see this man that night? No, this is my first time meeting him. And I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night.
So, he has to be lying.
Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? She tries her best to hide it, but you can sense her restlessness.
It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility. The defense may now begin their cross-examination. Yes, thank you. I'm going to take this man apart. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there is no way you saw anything because the lights were broken.
Objection! Ha ha!
Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. The moment was burned into my memory.
See, well, it's funny that you say that.
How so?
Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. What? Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. That's the beginning of the game. This is what we started off with. Hey! Only 2.5 hours after the fact. My accusations far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. The dining room lights are artificial devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. However, that same arcane power cell was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Wait, I can explain. There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of them McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout. The witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like that. Then the witness was clearly mistaken. The witness told us that he's never mistaken about anything he sees. The witness records everything he sees in his notebook. He even remembers the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic. And due to the lack of power, it couldn't have been artificial, it must have been an arcane spell. That's it! What is it, witness? I must have made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony. What do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind? The witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him. And you, Mr. Cuthbert? If he thinks you saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out. You tear through each of his lies, no matter what he does.
Yeah.
I remember now. Yesterday it was revealed that Flynn was killed using magic. I must have seen Flynn started channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Mage Blade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow that I saw must have been created by Mage Blade.
But Mage Blade doesn't glow blue, it glows
Yellow!
I see. So the blue light that you saw came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Cuthbert, you may proceed with your cross-examination. How loud is this train, Jesus? With pleasure. I don't even need to press you on anything. I can literally just slap this in your face. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it must have been created by Magic Blade? No, because Magic Blade glows yellow. The object emits a yellow radiant glow. Fuck you.
Objection!
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized Celeste's magic blade? A mage blade? No, I admit that you probably wouldn't know about mage blade, but that's exactly where your mistake was. My mistake? Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how mage blade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. Which means the blue glow you saw couldn't have possibly been mage blade. This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow. But what significance could such a minor detail have? It's extremely significant, Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, then he must have witnessed another spell at the scene. Preposterous. You don't have any evidence to back up that claim. The blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his book, and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would be mistaken about something like that. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene casting a spell that she couldn't possibly have cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene? Well... Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this. Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. Actually, please, I need them to actually do something about everyone who's lying on the witness stand, because none of the Ace Attorney games ever really care for the fact that most of the witnesses you have just clearly lie and change the story like 15 times, except for when it's one of our people and they are on the witness stand. Hi, True. Good evening, thank you for the follow. And I hate it, because yes, perjury is a crime, but in Ace Attorney, it never matters. If you're found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. No, wait, please. No, that's quite enough of that. Oh. Hello. Eric Pierce suddenly steps down from the gallery and walks to a witness stand. My leave?
Stop this, man! What the hell? He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one in the room moves to stop him. Okay. The bailiff looks to the judge nervously, but the judge just narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off of the stand and begins addressing the courtroom. What's he even doing here?
I will not stand by while you harass my servant.
Pierce, we discussed this.
There's no need for you to take the stand.
And what, pray tell, did they discuss?
Nonsense, I have nothing to hide. If you had done your job properly, I wouldn't have needed to intervene.
For the first time, Steelwind doesn't seem to have control of the situation. What is the meaning of this, Mrs. Steelwind? Who is this man?
This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor.
That is
Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I'm the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault.
What do you mean?
You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night.
I was, but I told him to go in my stead, because clearly that doesn't make it any more suspicious, and you were both apparently there.
It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous.
What? Are you saying that you had Rudolph lie for you?
I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat that to law enforcement. It simply wouldn't do for a member of the nobility to appear publicly in court, and yet here you are.
Lord Pierce, regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury.
From the look on the judge's face, you can easily tell that he won't face any actual consequences.
Damn it!
I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night.
Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, know that this misconduct has hurt your credibility.
Very well.
As if he cares. As if he cares.
On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Furious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. Then I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with a sword.
Okay, it does not say in the autopsy report how many times he was stabbed. That's the problem. It only says died after being stabbed from behind. There's no detail on it. They could make a point out of this one, even if they're lying.
Garrick Pierce, he's a member of the nobility. That means he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only other mage that was there that night.
His credibility is sunk by 10 points to 990. Oh no.
Does that mean?
There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage that we're looking for.
Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now.
Don't worry about me. Focus on taking him down.
Okay. Your wish is my command, milady. The music goes hard as hell, though. Okay, let's see.
Ah! If he was at the tavern entrance, then that would mean he was here.
Garrick Pierce claims to have witnessed the murder from the W market, but that's impossible as he wouldn't have had proper lighting. You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance? It would be quite dark considering that the lights weren't operational. Even if my client was using Mage Blade at the time. Of course, I'd forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remembered clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. The same blue light must have been what my driver saw. I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all. If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen a blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail a part of his testimony earlier. Actually makes a lot of sense now that you think about it. Rudolph was so sure that he saw a blue light, it would be strange if he was lying about that. Anyways, which spell did you use to illuminate the crime scene?
It was the Conjure Light spell. Ah, Conjure Light. Looks old. No geisha for 1 hour. For the duration of the spell, a mode of magical light appears in the caster's hand. The color of the light is chosen by the caster and can be changed to rule for the spell's duration. This mode of light provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. 5, 10, 15. Motherfucker, you're still lying. Obviously, I know, but now I know how to prove it. Yana, if the witness used magic at the crime scene, then I'd like for a spell compendium to be added to the court record. I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy over a trivial illumination spell. I do. I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to requisition the witness's spell compendium. Right you are, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station. Don't try to butter up my judge. He actually seems to have more than the 3 brain cells the judges usually get, so... Oh, shut up. I use Conjure Light to illuminate the scene from the... Yeah. No, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway. 15 feet. Objection! Lord Pierce, you said that you illuminated the scene from the tavern entrance. And you only took a single step into the building? Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance. In that case, I'd like for you to take a look at the map of the tavern. If you take a look at this map, that would place you right here where the W is. Am I correct? Of course I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat the facts. Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there, considering that a Conjure Light only illuminates an area within 15 feet. The spell's range is irrelevant. We've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Mageblade. During his testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal source of light. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. If he had stayed at the entrance, his spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene. But what does that mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not? Well, I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. He illuminated it because he was standing right where it happened. Mr. Cuthbert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred? How could that be? How would that be possible? Well, there's only one way the scenario would make sense, Your Honor. And that would be if Garrick Pierce was the one who murdered Flynn and McCoy. Oh, do we get to outright accuse people of murder here? Hold on for a moment, this is absurd. I could have easily used a different spell to illuminate the room. And which spell would that be, Pierce? The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. Of course you are. You idiot. Well, maybe we can figure it out together. When you relinquish your spell companion to the court. What? This is a clear violation of my privacy. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in the situation. You've made your bed, no lying. I like her. I like her. It's very refreshing to have a prosecutor who is also just like, yeah, no. Steelwind, you treacherous. That's enough. It appears that the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask that Lord Pierce relinquish his spell compendium to the court. Yay! Contains the formulas for the following spells. Prestidigitation. What the hell? Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid. I am going to read up on what all of these do. Oh, okay. A snap of the fingers indefinitely. Caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. This effect will last for as long as they maintain concentration on the spell. Okay. Conjure Water. Outstretched palm indefinitely. Causes water to magically flow out of the caster's hand. This water will flow so long as the caster maintains concentration on the spell. Frostwave. No incantation. Outstretch both hands. instant. Anything caught within range is hit with a blast of extremely cold air. Liquids hit will be immediately frozen. Organic life will immediately enter stages of hypothermia. What is the within range? How much is the range? Okay, random shape liquid. Point index finger at the target indefinitely. Yes. By concentrating on this spell, a caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current shape. While frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt. Oh, well, here you go. Make yourself a funny little ice pick and then just turn it back into normal water. By pointing your index finger at the target.
Good job, Tyrion. We got a spell companion.
With that, this case is as good as yours. Or is it? She didn't even try to stop you from taking your spell companion. She wouldn't let that happen just to spite Lord Pierce. She definitely still has something up her sleeve. Well, she can do whatever she likes. Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's companion. Conjure Light is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false. You practically hear Lord Pierce grinding his teeth. Your Honor, Lord Pierce would very well be a suspect in the murder of Flynn McCoy. The defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There's much more we need to learn.
But that's not how it works. We proved that there's reasonable doubt. That should be enough to acquit me, right?
You would think so. In a normal case, maybe, but it's different for this trial. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. Unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case.
But that's not fair.
It's just how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It exists so that the kingdom can save face.
Oh.
However, the court will be suspending the trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice. That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible subject.
Objection!
I was about to say, we're not gonna get another break to this trial. There's no way. It's the first one. No way.
A possible suspect? The very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor.
Damn it. You knew she was spelling something.
Let's revisit the basic facts of this case, shall we?
Bernard McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. Mr. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spells that Lord Pierce knows? Alright. His spells are Prestidigitation, I don't know how to say that, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frostwave, and Shape Liquid. You've realized it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object. You don't need a solid object to kill someone. That can't be right.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder.
I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer.
He was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer.
He doesn't know any transmutation spells that can affect a solid object. You can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic.
Wait a minute. How did he do it then?
She's right. How did he do it? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound, then Flinner was definitely stabbed by something magical. But none of his transmutation spells can affect the steel blade. Doesn't mean he used something else. Shh. The defense did cast some doubt on his witness's testimony. Nevertheless, I must conclude that he could not have possibly committed the murder. With that in mind... Please wait, Your Honor. We still can conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime.
What are you on about?
Lady Steelwind said this herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade. He's right, which can only mean one thing. You didn't use a metal blade, did you? What nonsense is this? The autopsy report clearly states that the wound was created by a blade. If he didn't channel magic through a blade, how could he possibly committed the crime? Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert. Which spell did Lord Pierce use to commit murder? Well, clearly the one that he uses water to be shaped, or liquid, sorry, it doesn't have to be water, but liquid to be shaped into anything you like. You see, Your Honor, Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword. What? I'm afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cuthbert. I'd like for the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell companion. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid. With it, he can control a body of water and shape it into any complex shape he wants. Then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape. A shape like a sword. What? No. Is it possible that he... What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? What do I have to say? Mrs. Brady becomes more frantic. He's clearly not used to being put in a corner like this. Well, he better get used to it soon. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the eye of Horace. We have him now. Time for the finishing blow.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
I'll tell you exactly what I have to say. Hey, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because a bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. I saw the murder, I witnessed everything. The girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. No. You didn't see anything. And how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified that you only took a single step inside the inn. And you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client with conjure light. This again. If you're going to keep treading on the one detail, then I admit it. I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail of my testimony. All because I knew that you'd use it to cast suspicion on me. No, I'm not a mage. I'm not casting anything. Lord Pierce. But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean... You miserable wretch. I am losing my voice on this guy. Garrick Pierce has openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens? Shut your dirty peasant mouth. The woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger. She was wielding her sword after the murder. I was terrified when I saw her holding a bloody sword. My life was in danger. Wait, where is it? This one. How can she be holding it if he slumped down with it in him? But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? Yes, photo of the crime scene shows that the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there? What? Damn you! Steelwind, why aren't you saying anything? What? Prosecutor Steelwind has lost her usual air of confidence. You find it strange, though. Even when you had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise. Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together. How can I remain calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. No, the tragedy of our justice system is that you would have gotten away with murder if it weren't for me. I came here to reveal the truth and testify against a criminal. And what do I get instead? Slander from some lowly defense attorney. No. You already committed perjury, actually. So... Hi TK, good evening! You talk about justice, but you've committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice, you just want to further your agenda. Submitted, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shape liquid and you used it to impale Flynn. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? Oh, does he get a breakdown?
Or is he still going to do like one more thing?
What?
Lord Pierce.
My apologies, Your Honor. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious.
What? Has he finally lost his mind?
The defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it.
And what's that?
I think you said it yourself.
Ah, the murder weapon evaporated?
You see, it would have been a perfect crime, because any evidence to support that theory would have evaporated with that frozen blade. What? No.
He's right. If he used an ice blade to kill Flynn, it would have evaporated by now. If this were a more modern time, you would have still been able to find traces of blood in the water pooling under him, though. It's usually the case with anything that involves like some kind of ice used to kill. Because it's always like, well, you have to get rid of the ice. Like, as soon as it melts, you have to get rid of the water somewhere. Like, for example, if you stabbed someone with like an icicle shaped to be very what's the word? Sharp? You would still have to get rid of the water somewhere, right? Like it doesn't usually evaporate. So, for example, you would spill it, you would put it in the sink and then melt the water. Then you would still have traces, maybe, of the blood in the sink because of the blood that would stick to the icy murder weapon, that kind of thing. Blah 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 blah, whatever. And that means there would be nothing left of the murder weapon. You spent quite the tale here today, but in the end you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me. Isn't there anything we can do? Become quiet. Tyrion? Why isn't he saying anything? Is he really hopeless? But all it takes is one look at the expression on her face. Any worries she has instantly disappears, because she realizes the expression on your face is the same expression you made every time you defeated her. What is this? You can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact that you've lost. I despise people like you. Oh, wait, that's me. Never mind. I despise people like you. You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people. But as long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again. Ooh! Empowered eye. What did I just do? Your head feels like it's about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming. But at the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity. As if you can see more than you could before. If it hasn't pushed me this far. Once again, you see Pierce's thoughts through the eye of Horus. The sensation feels different from how it usually is. It's more intense and potent this time. It's almost as if you can do more than just read his surface level thoughts. Oh, you've activated the Empowered Eye. With it, you'll be able to do more than see the witness's thoughts. You'll also be able to affect what they think about. Project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts from him. You want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once the insight gauge is filled, you have everything you need to implicate him. Oh! That's interesting. I like what they're doing with the different ways of... Okay, yeah, let's project... the spell into you. And see what you think about the spell. After all the trouble I went to, I can't believe the lawyer figured out the spell I used. No matter, it's not as if there's any evidence to prove that I used it. I'm lucky that old fool had a bottle of water with him. Ah! Water from a bottle. Wait, a bottle? Thank you, thank you. Let's end this fool. Thank you for the hydro time and the pet. Let's end this.
Well then. As riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave.
Now wait a minute, Pierce.
What is it now, you wretch? I'll say it as many times as you need to hear. There's no evidence of a liquefied weapon at the crime scene.
No? Really?
A bottle of water says hydrate, please.
I did hydrate, thank you.
No?
You're right, Pierce. If you did use shape liquid on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely. It seems you've finally gotten that fact through your take head. Bravo. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce.
I like that he doesn't even bother correcting us, that we're only saying Pierce and not Lord Pierce.
What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid?
It is called Shape of Liquid, not Shape of Water. Shape of Water is a movie, I think.
What are you going on about?
Pierce, shape liquid doesn't just work on water. It works on all kinds of liquids.
The shattered bottle contained the liquid that you cast your spell on, didn't it? You show him the picture of the shattered bottle of lotus juice. Bottle. Pierce, I found the shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body.
I wonder what caused it to shatter.
You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Luckily for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if you had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, would we find traces of transmutation magic? Nyahahaha. You little... That still proves nothing. So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? You still don't have a murder weapon.
I wasn't finished, Pierce.
What? You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water.
It was soda.
Oh, it's so... I was thinking it was some kind of alcohol, but... Oh, okay, it did say lotus juice. Okay, it's just soda.
Okay. True, this is an American-made game. She's only 18. She wouldn't have been able to drink yet. Like, legally allowed. My bad.
So, what difference does that make?
A blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made out of soda would leave a puddle of dried residue. That's also the weird part all over the ground, I'm assuming.
So hi, good evening. Can't be. I'd wondered why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If you check the outline of that trace, I bet we'd find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used your magic on that soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate. Leaf, tell Orin to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. The time window to find traces of magic is closing.
So, we had our team search the crime scene for that soda puddle. I really can't believe it, but we found it. In fact, the outline of the dried soda lines up with the outline of the trace of transmutation magic. I knew it! Yay! We checked the broken bottle too. There were traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt about it. Someone used magic on that soda.
I see. Thank you, Orin. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand. What do you have to say for yourself, Pierce? What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. The fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
Oh, you just actually admitted to the murder. I don't think that's a wise act. In any case, ever.
Relief, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Stillwind? First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself further. You can't be serious. Shut your insidious mouth. been waiting for? Take him away. Yes, take him away at once. Can't believe it, we actually won. Tyrion, It's all she can do to hold back her tears. You don't need to say anything. Your face says it all. Thank you. More than exceeded my expectations today. It's tomorrow. I'll be honest, when I realized that the murder weapon evaporated, I thought that the case was shot. Can't believe you were able to turn that around. It was just luck. If he had used water, we would have been done for. It had nothing to do with luck. You were able to deduce which liquid he used. And you did it just by looking at a few shards of broken glass. Your skills of deduction never cease to amaze me. That's not exactly true. But with Celeste, you can't tell about your new ability. You're all quite lively. There's no need for such hostility. Lively. Goddammit. But I wouldn't expect any less from the Hound of the Eye Taker. Who? What now? Wait, what does she mean by that? I glance at Miss Tamara, but when she meets your gaze, she immediately looks away. She looks like she's focusing, almost as if to protect herself from a certain eye. I must admit, I was hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your protege proved to be a worthy adversary. Thank you? Is this some kind of game to you? You talk about trials as if there's some kind of competition. Your action almost condemned an innocent woman to death. Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those powers are balanced, justice prevails. Make no mistake, your victory today was just our system working as intended. Working as intended? You know very well our system only exists to protect your people. I know. In any case, it looks like we'll be facing each other more frequently in the future. I look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert. Tyrion! What a strange girl. Kind of killed the mood, didn't it? Not at all. I think we should celebrate. Oh, what did you have in mind? There's this amazing restaurant in the upper court of the capital city. They usually only serve nobles, but they let anyone in if they have enough gold. Wait, do we have enough gold? Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything. Just how much money does Miss Tamara make? And so begin my journey into the world of law and magic. My justice system is rotten to its core and I'll have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on and get justice for every one of my clients.
Episode end! Nice!
It's cool. I was like, oh, I'm not fully... Oh. Does it immediately throw me into the second one? Yeah, soul is fine. Oh, no, I guess that's still part. Hold on. Its radiant soul is finally awakened. Can't believe it. I've been waiting for so long. And ready for the day when I can see his eyes draped in agony. Huh? Oh, okay. I was like, wait. Huh? Alright. Whoops. So that was still part of it. Thank you. Also, thank you for the pads. What I was trying to say is I was honestly not sure we would still make it through the first case. This was 3 hours for the first case. That's pretty long for what basically constitutes as a tutorial, but to be fair, on the other hand, the full thing is 5 cases only, so maybe they were like, we're just going to immediately go all in. Which is cool. Very cool. I'm definitely enjoying myself. Double the length of each case? Oh, Jesus. I have no idea how long this game is actually. Supposedly. Wait, let me check. I don't think there's going to be many people who will have reported on this. Oh, okay, let me see. How Long to Beat has a few reports on it. Most people, average for the main story is like 16 hours almost. And completion is 27? Oh, 30 hours? Okay. That's gonna be a little bit. I like it. Very, very much. Very much. very happy that I actually managed to finally think of, hey, maybe I should ask the people who made the game whether I can actually stream it beforehand. So that was fun. Very nice. The main menu music makes me think of a completely different game, though the entire time it's similar enough, but not the same. So I'm just like, nope. This is something else. But that is going to be it for tonight then. I will be back. Is my music playing? Yes, it is. I will be back with more tavern talk tomorrow, and I'm gonna make some great use of Barry's voice again. She's going to be joining me for tomorrow once more, so we both can destroy our vocal cords. Do they have an investigation in 2 days, which I usually doesn't have? True. I like it. I mean, they outright say how they were inspired by Ace Attorney, but I like that they seem to be taking the good parts only, and they're still putting their own spin on it, or on how you actually gain more evidence, how you go about calling people out on their lies. I think that's very nice. And also there seems to be quite some thought put into the magic. Lots of times I feel like they will say, oh yes, this is inspired by Ace Attorney, but then not go any further with it. And like, if you put magic into your game, I want thought behind the magic system. I don't need a full-on, oh my god, this is exactly how it works explanation every time, but I want at least the kind of, like, the parts of the magic we see, I want them to make sense. So, I'm happy. I'm still a little mad that the tracking didn't really work out tonight, but that's alright.
It's whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna send you guys over to Cunning, who's playing Gungrave Overdose.
Because while I play niche, Cunning plays retro games that I have never heard of before in my life, so that sounds fun. I hope you guys enjoy your stay over there. Hopefully see you tomorrow for Tavern Talk. For now, have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming by. See you soon.
Bye bye. Bye bye bye.